Hey, welcome back. Today we're going to be covering the second part of the Skull and Skeleton series. So, um, the audio wasn't too great, so I'm just doing a voiceover. This is a second tub, a different tub with a different animal in it, and it's been further along. It's actually going to come out of the tub now. As you can see, the all the body parts have uh, deteriorated. The bones have sunk into the liquid. As things soften up, uh, things that are higher up just start, gravity basically. It's kind of hard to explain, but you'll see the process over if you watch it over time. Also, you'll notice that the water is very dirty. There again, the microbes and bacteria are eating on the flesh, and it all decomposes and turns into a sludge across the entire bottom, and that's what causes the dirty look to it. So it's only just been hose water and rainwater. You don't really actually get like a green algae film. I've had stuff sit for like 6 months and never got green algae. I think the microbes and stuff that are eating on the flesh, it kind of creates a negative environment. So I'm not a biologist or anything like that, so I don't know exactly. But in my experience, I've never really had like the green surface algae like you would see in a pond. It's almost 100% entirely this flesh eating microorganisms. Um, so this whole process is called maciation, MACE. I can't remember how it's correctly spelled, but so maciation is only really needed if you can't skin the animal, because the bugs are going to eat all the tendons and the meaty bits. And to accelerate it for the bug portion, you can cut off some of the larger meat chunks so that there's less for them to eat, and they can just eat what's off the bone. Uh, but yeah, so maciation is just get the fine particles and to eat the skin layer. So for whatever reason, if you can't skin them, um, this is what you do. So right now, I'm putting a bag. It's one of those mesh bags that you can put like a laundry bag. You can get them at Walmart or dollar stores, and there's probably you could probably build some kind of a wire frame, if like a little frame table. That would actually probably be a little bit better because that way you could sift through and pull out the little bones. But especially like on your canines, if you're you know shot a coyote or whatever, um, there's little tiny bones, like little toe bones and things. Like goats and sheep, there's a little bit less of the smaller, intricate bones, but there still are a few. Plus, like teeth, sometimes a teeth will fall out, and your skull might look incomplete. So if you can catch these little tiny bone fragments or little tiny bones, um, you're gonna get more money because if you sell a complete skeleton, that's where the money's at. An incomplete skeleton is obviously less valuable because it's gonna be hard for them to source the remaining parts. So I'm dumping this tub and using the bag to catch all the bone pieces. One thing I am going to say right off the bat is it is very stinky. Um, when you tilt the water, it's going to be very smelly. Um, so you might want to have some kind of nose mask or what have you. And there's probably some really great ways you can do this. I've done this method uh, quite a few times, and it just works for me. It's something easy that I have on hand and cheap, and I don't process a whole lot of skeletons. I normally do skulls mainly, and so I don't really have to worry too much. But when I'm doing these full skeletons, I use this because I might do one or two a year, so there's no point building a table or a framework or anything for just one or two. But anyways, you do want to rinse everything out of the bucket, make sure all the uh, pieces are out, and some of the sludge is going to go into your bag. And the great thing about the bag is once everything's out of the tub, you can then rinse and just hold the bag up and rinse everything out. And so once all the bones are in the bag, you're gonna rinse out the bag, and then you'll just pull out the bones. Excuse me. Pull out the bones individually, and you can use a toothbrush or water hose or whatever, and you're just gonna spray all the small debris off the bones and set them in a place to dry. And from there, you'll go on to the next step, which will be the degreasing and putting them in hydrogen peroxide. Depending on what kind of look you're going for, you're either gonna straight peroxide to clean them and disinfect them, or you're gonna degrease them so you get a nice bone white look. So straight peroxide, 3% peroxide bath is going to give them more of a weathered look. Whereas if you're going to degrease them and then peroxide them, you'll have a nice paper white look. And I'll show you that in the next video. But that's pretty much it. Emaciation gets all the fine meats and tendons and stuff off the bones and prepares you for the next step. So we'll see you next time.